Alright, what is going on, guys? So you joined me on another day, another video. Today we're looking at an Audi Q7, just doing a bit of diagnosis. This vehicle has been throwing a few trouble codes and just wanted to scan it. It's the 3-liter turbo diesel engine. This is it, giving us a few issues, but I think we can get it sorted out. The first step was just get the engine cleaned up. So it looks really good now and we can work, and we've got the computer diagnosis connected now. As you can see, we have got a few broken wires here because of some naughty rats, because the car has sat a bit longer. So I want to get this all sorted, get this rewired and see if we can get this up to speed nice and properly, because as you can see, we've got a really worn out air filter as well that needs to be replaced, and we'll also do the oil service and a few other things. We got the OBD connected. So yeah, once we have a diagnosis, I will let you guys know. But we're just getting started with this one, the Q7, of course, 2009 turbo diesel. So here is, of course, the Audi in question today. Actually quite a nice car. These are the This is, of course, a Q7. This was before Audi put a lot of more electronics into their Q7s. This was one of the designs I actually loved. I love the look of this vehicle. I think it's just really mean from the front. This is, of course, the S line, so you get those sort of blacked out headlights, which looks really good. And the turbo diesel, which is a really torquey engine. So just trying to figure this out. All right, guys, so we're in the car. I'll give you a quick I'll just give you a quick summary of what the car was showing, and then I can tell you what is diagnosed and what is found. It was showing a glow plug light, traction control light, ABS light, engine light. Cleared the engine light, cleared the glow plug light. The permanent error, which is also showing on this laptop screen, is the ABS pump, but we believe it's also maybe a problem with one of the ABS sensors on maybe the left hand side of the car. So that's just being looked at. But the only code that's remained is that ABS light, right? And the ABS light trips the traction control. So apart from that, everything else was able to be cleared, and we might just be okay. So let's see what we find. Did you put the wire back? You returned the wire?
The wire is back.
Oh.
This is
So you're saying it's broken inside?
it's faulty.
ABS sensor.
Faulty, yes.
In this sense, okay. This does not look good, man. So yeah, just surface rust, yeah?
This is just sensor.
Oh.
Yes.
So we repaired a few of the torn wires that were here, and I think that solved a few of the problems. But apart from that, just this faulty ABS sensor because of a bit of rust on the other side. So we'll need to remove this and get this cleaned up. As you can see from this vehicle, I mean, it's just surface rust, but there is more rust I'm seeing on this than I did, or that, you know, if any, that there is on that Land Cruiser right over there. So don't know what it is with Audi, but prone to a bit more of this on the control arms and a bit of the stabilizer. Lower control arm is aluminium, a bit on the frame, just surface rust.
intake.
Okay.
That's a trouble.
Throttle.
It's an air intake manifold. Plastic here.
Yeah.
Not even the rest on the motor.
Yeah. Alright guys, so we're rounding up the day. I'll just take you through what we found with the Audi once I get the key though. Alright, so we're inside the Audi now. I'll just take you through what we found and what we diagnosed. Basically, I told you in the engine bay there was one wire that was cut. I'm just going to show you that now, and then we can talk about how we diagnosed that and what else we have remaining. Actually, before we go to the front, I can tell you what I had on the dashboard. So if we just start the car. Alright, so as you can see, most of the air lights were clear. Actually, I had a glow plug light and I had a engine light. And then I had the ABS and the traction control, obviously, and those two lights are related anyways. So from what we got with the computer and what you saw earlier, the computer was pointing to a code for the ABS pump or something to do with that. But when we dove a bit closer, it's just a service light. Super annoying beeps and all these beeps and things in these vehicles. Honestly, I can't really stand it. But the front left wheel, we realized there was an issue with that ABS sensor. So it could be that ABS sensor that's giving us our issue and giving us our issue with our whole ABS system. So we're going to try and get that sensor done. But at least we solved the glow plug light, which was that wire that was torn in the front. So let's just talk about that a bit more. Alright, so we just get the engine cover off. This was our wire that we were talking about. So this was apparently a switch to the high pressure line for the diesel, for the ignition system. So I believe that's why we had a hard start in this vehicle. Basically, when we would start it, it would take ages. It would crank, but it would take ages to start, and that was probably because of this switch. So this wire was disconnected, which had probably tripped the glow plug light as well, because the whole system was starting to malfunction, because the system couldn't get the high pressure diesel and couldn't get the car firing. So it would really crank, and then eventually it would start. So as soon as we fixed this, and hooked up the computer and cleared the codes, the engine light went and the glow plug light as well was able to disappear. So this is the turbo diesel, of course. The turbo sits at the back. It's not a twin turbo, it's a single turbo. The next thing we're going to do is, of course, get the oil service done, which we've not done yet. But at least we found from just the wiring, it solved a bunch of our issues, which is great, because the more I work on this vehicle, I realize, it's 2009's really nicely designed engine. Actually, this diesel has been functioning quite well for a vehicle just crossing just 120,000 kilometers. So that was today's work, guys. It's pretty interesting. I'm finding it interesting, and I've got a good person now who can scan the codes of these kind of cars. And that's the main issue, is these kind of cars, if you don't know where to start or where to go, then you're just hitting on plenty of dead ends. But if you go in the right direction with the right diagnosis, then you can get to the bottom of it pretty quickly. So we're going to get this car done. In future episodes, I'll clean it up as well, restore the headlights, give it a good buffing, and see how you can catch that in the next episode. But this has been the first episode with the Q7. So if you enjoyed, hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Another Sunday doing our work, but it was good fun. So if you enjoyed, hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. It's been Masai Gaines checking out.